Okay, we're going to get the program rolling. Wasn't that bell choir cool? Wasn't that amazing? That was an idea passed on to us by Kate Nipp. Kate, where are you? Okay, there she is. Thank you for that. That was a great idea. Thank you very much, Bellevue High School. They were not allowed to eat while you guys were eating, so now you guys can go ahead and eat. Thank you. So how was breakfast? Pretty good? How about a big hand for Chef Logan and his crew? They did an awesome job. Now last year, if you were here, I told you I had the budget was kind of low last year, so I had to fry the bacon and do the sausage and everything, but thanks to your donations this year, I didn't have to do that, so hopefully the bacon wasn't overdone this year. All right? The other people that I'd like to thank is the awesome staff of Terra State Community College. Last night, Vanguard had their graduation ceremonies here, so where you're sitting was full of graduates. The whole area behind here was full of chairs. And in a matter of minutes, they transformed a graduation situation into the beautiful place that we have today. So how about a hand for Tara and their great maintenance crew? Okay, now it's time for a little bit of history. I need to tell you where we came from. We're called Sandusky County Positive People, but we're a sister group to an organization called Firelands Positive People. And we're honored to have some of their board members here. If the board members from Firelands Positive People would stand up. Round of applause for them, please. There's Elaine. We wouldn't be here without those people. Firelands Positive People started back in the early 90s. And they were a group of positive people, business people that got together for lunch. And the reason for their meeting was to get together, kind of pump each other up, get themselves through the week, get themselves through the month. Then around 1997, they decided, well, they needed to reach out to high school students, and they needed to reward high school students that had overcome adversity and who had turned a major obstacle into a positive. They allowed us to copy their program. So if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be here today. Since '97, they've honored over 250 students, and they've given out almost 75 scholarships. So it's amazing that they did that. Their breakfast was yesterday, and some of us attended that. They did a fantastic job. It's amazing what stories these high school students have to tell. I attended my first banquet back in 2005 by the coaxing of Elaine Blackmore, and I'll tell you what, I was completely blown away. I couldn't believe the stories that these students shared with us. First of all, not only the heartache and the trouble that they went through and that they had gotten past it, but that they were willing to share it. And they shared it for very unselfish reasons. They shared it not to get an award. They shared it to motivate us, to let us know that our lives aren't so bad. So what I did is I had a teenage daughter at the time who thought her life was miserable. And if any of you have ever had teenagers, you know that they all kind of go through that. So I decided I was going to bring her to the banquet. I brought her to the banquet. We sat there where you guys are sitting now, and we cried together. We listened to the stories and just couldn't believe it. And on the way home, she said to me, I was getting verklempt at this point, she said to me, Dad, you need to do something like this. You need to get something like this started in Sandusky County. And I said, oh my God, I got a lot of things that I'm doing. I'm running a business. We got all these other things going on. And so I kind of put it on the back shelf. The next year, I took who was a teenager then, Alex, who's sitting back here. Alex, put your hand up. Took him the following year, and we went through the same thing. Watched the banquet, cried together, and unbeknownst to him, he said the exact same thing that my daughter Emily said. He said, Dad, you got to find a way to do this in Sandusky County. So I don't know about you guys, but when you have two teenage kids tell you to do something, you better listen. So we did. It took a while. Because I knew I couldn't do it myself. I knew I needed the right group of people to pull this off and to make it happen and to do it right. So year by year, what I did is I took people that I knew were positive people and could help me get this thing started. One by one, I took them, and they got hooked. They said, man, we got to get this going in Sandusky County. We got to get this going. So fortunately, in 2010, we put our board together. And it is the most amazing board that I have ever had the opportunity to work with. You got to remember, we're all leaders. We all have that strong, dominant personality, but we leave that at the door because we come into the room and we say, what's the right thing to do for the kids? What can we do for these kids? So I'd like to share and introduce my board to you. I'm the president of Sandusky County Firelands Positive People. We have Elaine Blackmore as our vice president. Elaine, could you stand up, please? Now, if you notice, Elaine also stood up for the Firelands group. She has been a godsend. She serves on both groups. She's a founding member of Firelands Positive People, and she's also a founding member of Sandusky County Positive People, and that group unselfishly gave us all of their documentation, gave us all the formats. We didn't have to reinvent the wheel. So thank you for sharing all that with us. Firelands, thank you for sharing Elaine with us. We have our treasurer is Jeff Gary from Krogan Colonial Bank. There's Jeff. Our secretary is Peggy Courtney from Fremont Federal Credit Union. We have Rebecca Huffman from First Financial Bank in Clyde. She couldn't attend today. Good ringtone. And I just remembered, I was supposed to remind you, it's my fault. I was supposed to remind everybody to turn their cell phones to vibrate. So if you haven't done that, please do that now. Thanks for the reminder. That's right. Jose, you worked on a good cue. We have Gary Pollock from Krogan Colonial Bank. Where is Gary? Gary is the gentleman that is behind the scenes on this banquet. So I'd like to give Gary a big round of applause. He put this all together. Then we have our technology guru, Kay Ryder from the Sandusky County Economic Development Corp. Then we have two new board members. We have Nancy Slaughterback from Woodmore Schools. There's Nancy. And we have Dr. Jerome Webster from Terra, the president of Terra State Community College. And somebody that you will get to know a lot better after I'm done talking is Christine Snyder-Smith from Cass Enterprises. Board, I want you to know how grateful I am for all of the hard work that you do. Like I said, last night we were here till after 11 o'clock getting everything all set up. We don't take any pay for what we do. All the money that we raise goes right back to the kids. It all goes back to the scholarships. But I'd like one more round of applause for that board because it is the best board I've ever worked with. Now it's the time in the program where I have to put on my cheaters because I'm going to have to read some small print. But I'd like to share with you our mission statement. It's on your program, on the back of your program. It's also part of our slide presentation. Our mission is to encourage leaders and youth of our area to seek continuous positive improvement of self and community. Our vision, Sandusky County Positive People, a regional group of professionals, is for individuals who wish to continually move forward the quality of life of the region we serve. We wish to recognize youth in our community who have overcome adversity in their lives for the betterment of self. Then who we are. We're a sister chapter to Firelands Positive People. We are a group of community professionals who have come together to further develop ourselves as leaders, advance a culture of continuous improvement in our organizations, and to promote lifelong learning and positive living in the communities we touch. Now I'd like to give you a little bit of a background on how our scholarship procedure works. Back in January, we got the applications out to the schools, and the guidance counselors in this program are pinnacle. They are key. The guidance counselors are the ones that suggest to the students that you share your story, that you fill out your application and have to nudge them, prod them, do whatever you do. Thank God you do what you do, because you're the reason that we have these students here today. We get the applications back in late March, and this year we got 25 applications from 8 schools. Then our board met and narrowed this down to 12 students that we were going to interview. And you want to talk about a tough job, to try to pick, to narrow things down, to get down to the students that we're here to today. The interviews give us an opportunity to get to know the student. Part of the application process is the student has to write an essay. They have to tell their story. We do that for 2 reasons. We do that so we know their story, but also every student we asked at the interview, did it help you to write your story? And every one of them said that it did. They didn't say it was easy, but they said it helped. It's part of the process to help them get past what they've been through. Thank God Firelands shared with us a scoring system that puts a number and takes the emotion away from the individual that we're grading. And it amazes me, this is only our 2nd year, but it has amazed me, both years, our numbering system, every one of our board members came up with the same students. Then we narrowed it down to find out who our top 3 finalists were going to be. And again, with that numbering system, all of us were right in sync. So it's just amazing. Last year's banquet was fantastic. I told you last year, if you were here last year, that we made one mistake and we forgot to put Kleenexes on the tables. Hang on to your napkins because you might need them. We had to make an executive decision today. We thought Kleenex for the students, Kleenex for the crowd. Students, crowd. We went with the students. So last year's was fantastic, and here we are, our 2nd annual award banquet. We're fortunate to have at least one of our winners from last year, Ms. Heidi Gallagher. Could you stand, please, and be recognized? Heidi was our Positive Impact Award winner last year. Sierra, our top winner, was supposed to be here today, but something came up, so we don't know why she's not here. Well, that was history. Now we're going to go to the present. A lot has happened since we were together last year, and I'd like to touch on just a few of the highlights. First of all, last year we had 4 schools that we were involved with. We wanted to walk before we ran. We wanted to do this right, and so we experimented with 4 schools. This year we opened it up to all 8 schools in Sandusky County. But probably the most significant change that we had this year, or input that we had this year, was a good friend of mine, Andy Kingsborough. Andy, where are you? Stand up, Andy. After our banquet, Andy came up to me and he said, Tom, he said, that banquet was awesome. You guys did a fantastic job. He said, what kind of tool do you have to measure your students' success? After you give them checks, you send them off to college, how do you know that they're successful? I said, wow, I don't know. We didn't think of that. He said, have you ever thought of a mentoring program? I said, no. Then he got into explaining to me his idea of having a mentor, like a big brother, big sister, to help make that transition from high school to college, and also possibly be a friend for life. I took it to the board thought it was such an awesome idea that we implemented that program this year. So each one of these finalists will have a mentor that will go with them. Our group, our committee, the mentorship committee, put together a binder for the mentor, for the mentee, and also for the parent or guardian. And in that book, it has a checklist of all the things that you need, that you don't need. If you've had college students, you pack up for weeks, you take a ton of stuff to college, and in first break, what do? You bring half of it back. So we're trying to relieve some of that. Also, if you check the wrong box on the application, or your student checks the wrong box, guess what? All of a sudden you're paying for insurance, or you're paying for this, or you're paying for that. So what we're trying to do is to ease that pain just a little bit. Last year I had the fortunate occurrence that I sat next to Shannon Reardon at a senior awards banquet. Shannon was at our banquet last year, and she said, Tom, your program is awesome. She said, I want to get involved. How can I get involved? Good timing for me. It was after I talked to Andy. I told her about the mentorship program. She said, I want to do it. I want to be involved. Shannon, would you stand up, please, and be recognized? Shannon Reardon. She's co-chair of our mentorship program. But as I know, two people can't do all the work. As I and one person don't do all this work, our board does everything. So everybody that's on the mentor committee or a mentor, could you please stand up and be recognized? These people took Andy's idea and ran with it, and it's awesome. This program keeps growing and growing and growing. So I'm going to put a challenge out to you. We haven't thought of everything. If you're sitting there today or after today, you say, you know what, I wonder if they've ever thought of doing this, or I wonder if they could do that. Contact one of us. We want this program to grow and grow. We want to affect as many students as we possibly can. I told the group earlier, I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, and I woke up from a dream. My dream was we were at a huge stadium having this event. Wouldn't that be awesome? To honor that many people that were at a huge stadium? All right, it was a dream. Maybe I'm nuts. We had our first meet and greet with our mentors last Saturday, and went awesome. So our mentors have had the opportunity to meet their students. They're sitting with them today. So that is up and running. This year, we also took our huge database. Every time we're together, I ask you for your email address, your mailing address, and everything, and it's huge. We took that, and Tara volunteered to help us with that. So we moved our database to Tara. So all of the emails that you get, all of the snail mail that you get, that comes from Tara. We had a couple glitches in the very beginning because it was so huge, but we've got those things cleared up. So again, Tara, thank you very much for everything that you've done for us. Last year at the fair, Croton Colonial Bank really stepped up, and they gave us a big TV that had a DVD player built into it, and then they gave us use of their tent, and it gave us great exposure. So what we did, we put a little 90-second video together. People had to come, listen to our story, fill out a little form. We raffled it off, and we had all kinds of people stop by our tent. Our raffle box was full. Tom Starwalt's little daughter ended up winning the TV. She was all excited. She had a TV for her own room. And I don't know if any of you are aware of this, but if you go to the fair and you walk around the fair, you hear some guy in the background doing all kinds of announcements and everything. That's Charlie Knopper, retired mortician, does a fantastic job. He sits in a trailer in the middle of the fair. You wouldn't even know he's there. I had a hard time finding him, but I'll tell you what, that man can promote. If he mentions Sandusky County Positive People once, he mentioned them 1,000 times. So he did a great job of getting the word out, and we met a lot of people. Last year, we also had our first fundraiser, first annual fundraiser, because we're going to be doing it again this year. We had a chicken barbecue last year. We did it down at Croton Colonial Bank's parking lot. We sold over 425 chicken dinners. I handled every piece of chicken in those 425 meals, and our board worked that. Thanks to you people for supporting us, because most of you that are here supported us with that. We're going to have another chicken barbecue this year. There are flyers on your table. Flyer is a nice, colorful flyer. This year, we're teaming up with Roots Poultry and Vanessa's Timeout. Roots Poultry is supplying the chicken. Timeout is going to do the barbecue for us. We're doing that in conjunction with Croton Colonial Bank's 125th celebration. It'll be on July 26th from 11 to 4. We're doing something a little different this year. The dinners are $9 a piece if you come pick them up, but if you buy 15 dinners or more and pay $10 a dinner, we'll come deliver them for you. So you won't have to send people to come get those. Our plan is we want to do these chicken barbecues throughout the county. So next year we're going to move that throughout the county. If you don't get enough of our chicken dinners on that day, the following weekend we're going to be working the sesquicentennial for the Battle of Fort Stephenson. That celebration is going to take place from August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Downtown Fremont, we're going to be the only chicken dinner barbecue that's available. So we hope that you can come out and support us there. On that event, we need help. We're going to be serving Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we're hoping to sell about 5,000 chicken dinners. So if any of you would like to help sell chicken dinners, we would love to have you. We have a sign-up sheet out at the registration table. You can get on our website and you can register there, or come see one of our board members, but we're going to need some help with that. It's going to take place downtown at the Flag Park area. From what I understand, we're going to be at the corner of Park and Croghan Street. This year we also started, because I promised you last year, we were going to start our Positive People Power Packed Luncheons. Say that 3 times real fast. We had those out at Our Lady of the Pines. We had 5 fantastic speakers, and their job, just in case you weren't aware of it, the motivational lunches are for us adults. That's for us to go to, like Fireland started off, for us to get motivated, for us to get pumped up, to help us get through our weeks and our months. This banquet is all about the kids, but that's for us adults. You're all welcome. We'll be starting that again in August. We have some great speakers lined up for that. And then our plan is to expand on that a little bit. Some of the speakers that we had this year, we got to think, we said, boy, the kids need to hear this person speak. So what we're going to try to do is set up kind of a speakers bureau and then share these speakers with the schools, get out to all the different high schools. And I see Tracy shaking her head, so that's a good idea. Superintendent, that's a good idea? Good. Okay, that's enough of where we're at. As you can see, we've been pretty busy. It's been an exciting year, and for myself, I'm excited to see what's coming up next. And like I told you earlier, if you have a suggestion, you have an idea, come please see one of us and let us know. Look how Andy's idea just took off and ran. Our whole idea is to do as much as we can for these students and make them as successful as possible. The other thing that we've had, and it has completely blown me away, are the groups and organizations and families that have raised money or donated money to our cause. I hope you had a chance when you walked in to see the slideshow presentation. We had all of our donors for the last 2 years' names on there. If you missed that, we also have an insert in your program. I don't know about you people, but I was brought up to support who supports you. So I'm asking you, please support the businesses that you see on these lists, because they have given to us unbelievable amounts of money, time, and services. Sandusky County is the best county in the world, because I'll tell you what, if you ask people, they'll give. Last year, we didn't even have a program, and we're out selling the idea of what we wanted to do to people, and people gave. So if you would, please support those businesses. Because of all these people, I'm excited to tell you, we are going to give out over $8,000 worth of scholarships today. Over $8,000. Now, I know what you schools are thinking. You're saying, Tom, that's not what you told us. That's not what you were going to give us. The sheet that you gave us said that our first prize winner was going to get $3,000, second place was going to get $1,500, third place was going to get $500. Well, that was the original plan. But I'm excited to tell you that with the people that donated to our cause and the different organizations that really stepped it up, we are going to give out $8,350 worth of scholarships. Isn't that unbelievable? How did we do that? First of all, what we try to do is we go to all the area colleges and we ask them to donate scholarships to us. Then we try to match up the students. If we have a student that's going to Terra or somebody that's going to Bowling Green or something, then we try to match those up. Fortunately, we have 2 of our students are going to grace the campus of Terra State Community College, so they were able to give us additional money for those students. Secondly, we had the Fremont Sesquicentennial Group. They contacted us and said that they had money left over from the Sesquicentennial that they had been giving out in scholarships but hadn't really gotten much traction lately. So they offered that to us for any student for a single student that has a 43420 zip code. So we're going to be giving out money from them. And then we were contacted by the great group of Carbo Forge. Carbo Forge people, would you please stand up? This group told us, they attended our banquet last year, and they told us, you know, we'd like to do something, we'd like to make sure that every student today gets some type of money towards their scholarship, towards college. So these people stepped up. Every one of our students is going to get some money today because of Carbo Forge. And then we have a couple other surprises for you today, but I'm not going to tell you all about that just yet. You'll have to wait. So are we excited? Are we excited? Isn't this fantastic? This is my favorite day of the year. It seems like it's never going to get here, and then all of a sudden you wake up and it's here. So if you're as excited as I am, let's get the show on the road. Let's give away some money, huh? Give out some scholarships? Okay. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Christine Snyder-Smith. Students, if you could please take your places up on the stage.
Good morning. I have the distinct pleasure and opportunity to introduce these students to you so that you can get to know them just a little bit better. And as I am introducing them, I'm going to ask them to stand so that you know who I'm talking about. So our first student is Tyler Aldrich. He will graduate from Lakota High School. He is a member of the National Honor Society, Athletic Club, Student Council, Varsity L at Lakota, and he's been a member of the track team all 4 years and currently serves as the captain of the cross-country team. He's been the Lakota student mascot for 3 years, and he's made the honor roll during his high school years. He plans to attend Terra State Community College this fall, and he will begin his degree in criminal justice and law enforcement. His ultimate goal is to become a detective. He would also like to be an international motivational speaker. Tyler is the son of Al and Tammy Aldrich. Kayla Dales. She will graduate from Clyde High School. She has participated in concert choir and a cappella choir, drama club, Youth for Christ, and Clinton Farms 4-H. She has been a member of Clyde Future Farmers of America all 4 years, serving 2 years as president. Kayla has participated in numerous community service activities, including projects and fundraisers for Future Farmers of America, Sandusky County Life Enrichment, and the Elmwood Care Center. She plans to begin her studies in agricultural education at the Mansfield campus of The Ohio State University and will later transfer to main campus in Columbus. Kayla is the daughter of Renee and Brian Holman. Allison Davis will graduate from Woodmore High School. She has been a member of the marching band and concert bands, serving both as section leader and in the first chair. She's also played in the jazz band and pep band for 4 years. She's participated in Future Teachers of America and the Girls Soccer Statistician. She is a member of the National Honor Society and the Teen Advisory Group. Allison plans to attend Walsh University, where she'll play in the band. She plans to pursue a study of clinical psychology with the ultimate goal of being a child psychologist. Allison is the daughter of Glenn and Constance Davis. Laura Durner will graduate from Bellevue High School. She has played volleyball and softball all 4 years. She has participated in team leadership, varsity B club, and student council. Laura is a member of the National Honor Society and has been on the honor roll all 4 years. She is a senior class officer and was selected as homecoming attendant for both her junior and senior year. Her future plans include attending The Ohio State University, and her major as yet is undecided, but she is considering biomedical engineering and marine biology. Laura is the daughter of Mark Durner. Kelsey Randolph will graduate from Gibsonburg High School. She's been a member of jazz and mixed glee choirs. She participated in Gibsonburg High School Theater, Key Club, Science Club, French Club, and Skills USA. Kelsey is a member of the National Technical Honor Society and served as a student ambassador for Vanguard Tech Center. She's a class representative on the Senior Class Council, and she attended Buckeye Girls State during her junior year. She currently works at Kerwin Supermarket in Gibsonburg. Her future plans include attending the University of Cincinnati, followed by law school. She hopes one day to work in the state prosecutor's office. Kelsey is the daughter of Bill and Ruby Randolph. Kaylee Royster will graduate from Fremont Ross High School. She's played softball and has served as captain. She's also a secretary for student council, president and vice president of her class cabinet, and a member of Spanish Club, Key Club, and Excellence Rewarded Club. She's been in cheerleading all 4 years. Kaylee is a member of the National Honor Society. She has been a captain, mentor, and coach for top-notch cheer and dance. Her future plans include attending Case Western Reserve University in pre-med biology with a possible minor in Spanish. She's always been interested in trauma medicine and sees herself working as an emergency room doctor. Kaylee is the daughter of Susan Royster. Brandy Slane graduated last night from Vanguard Tech Center and will graduate from Fremont Ross High School. She's been a member of the Business Professionals of America for the past 2 years. She was selected as Student of the Quarter during her senior year. Brandy has made the honor roll during her high school years, and she has experience as a waitress for Fort Ball Pizza Palace and is currently working for Pizza Hut in Fremont. Her future plans include attending Terra State Community College, where she's already taken courses to prepare herself or begin to prepare herself for a degree in nursing. She hopes to become a registered nurse within 3 years and begin working as an emergency room nurse. Brandy is the daughter of Stacy and Brian Slane. Students, you are winners just to be here. Tom told you how difficult it was for us to make the decision to select the 7 of you. And you cannot control the level of the challenge that you faced. Yours isn't any more or less difficult than the person sitting next to you. It isn't really a competition. It's a celebration of your positive life living skills and how you overcame your own challenge. The scholarship committee looked at how you turned the corner. Where are you today as opposed to where you were? And that's how we made our decisions. If I could ask the Terra State Community College representative, Carbo Forge Scholarship, the Fremont Sesquicentennial Committee Scholarship, and the Sandusky County Positive People Board to come forward at this time. Audience, I want to share with you that every one of these 7 students is a hero. What sets these young women and this young man apart is their attitude. And to help you better understand the magnitude of the victories that these young people have attained for themselves, I'd like to share some quotes from their application and some additional quotes from their interviews themselves. I think you will find that these are remarkably resilient young people, and you will see their strength, their determination, and for such a young age, a lot of wisdom. Throughout my life, there has been one obstacle that I've been determined to overcome, and that is my stutter. I found it difficult to speak my mind when people are not patient enough to give me a chance to do so. Many people tune me out. It would have been easy to give up or ask for preferential treatment, but I did not. I've always told myself that I can do whatever anyone else can, so I persevered through it and let my voice be heard. I don't let my stutter stop me. I have always been determined to participate in all of the things that I loved, without letting my speech get in the way. I push through it because I have things to say. The 2013 finalist from Gibsonburg High School and the recipient of a $300 scholarship from Carbo Forge, awarded by Jeff Wytha, the president and CEO, is Kelsey Randolph. I have overcome depression that was a result of bullying in elementary school. There was a time when I just wanted to disappear, and sometimes I would wish I was dead. The depression went away when I went to a new school and I made new friends. But during my freshman year, my depression came back. After I lost my temper in a gym class, I started seeing a counselor. And I became very good friends with a couple people in the youth group. And for the first time in my life, I felt like I actually belonged. Even when I wanted to give up, I did my best and stayed strong. I couldn't have gotten through this without my family, my friends, and my faith. I am proud to say that I beat my depression without taking antidepressants. Even though it was hard and a rough experience, it has made me a much stronger person and has changed me for the better. The 2013 finalist from Woodmore High School and the recipient of a $300 scholarship from Carbo Forge, again awarded by Jeff Wytha, is Allison Davis. I flash back to a rainy day coming home from kindergarten and asking my mom, "Where's Dad?" My mother took a sip from the bottle in her hand, and I learned later that the vacation my dad was on was actually located in the county jail. The bottle in my mom's hand was the reason we almost lost our home and had a bankruptcy to deal with. I knew that I would do anything in my power to make sure that I made it out. I believe my struggle as a child and what I conquered is what makes me exceptional. I am so thankful for all of the lessons God and my role models have taught me, and I believe my determination, heart, and skill are the reasons why I will succeed in life. I have persevered through challenges, gone through the most horrible background, and transformed that into being a positive person. the 2013 finalist from Fremont Ross High School and the recipient of a $300 scholarship from Carbo Forge awarded by Jeff Wytha is Kaylee Royster. And Kaylee receives a second scholarship, this time from the Fremont Sesquicentennial Committee, and that will be awarded by Judge Brad Smith. Peggy? Sorry. We have a second one for you, Kaylee. I am living with autism, not suffering from it. Yes, I think you should always choose living over suffering. My life thus far has been trials and tribulations, ups and downs, facing adversity, being happy, challenges, feeling blessed, obstacles, overcoming those obstacles, successes, and accomplishments. In my earlier years, I didn't know what I know now. What I didn't know then was I wasn't your typical child. My mind was locked within myself. I was in my own little world. It was hard for me to communicate what my thoughts were, my needs, my wants, and my don't wants, as well as my dreams. Living with autism is only one aspect of my total character. It does not define me as a person. I am in control of my future and destiny. It's all about attitude. I think to myself, stay positive, stay present, stay strong, and stay smiling. The 2013 finalist from Lakota High School and the recipient of a $300 scholarship from Carbo Forge awarded by Jeff Wytha is Tyler Aldrich. Tyler will also receive a $500 scholarship from Tara State Community College presented to him by Dr. Jerome Webster, president of Tara. July 27th, 2011 was a normal summer day. I was at the fair hanging out in the cattle barn with my friends and his family where I had been all week. It was time for me to go home. Full of excitement, I got into my stepdad's car and I started talking and going on about all the fun I had had that day, how great it was to be at the fair, and how much I loved it. Little did I know it was about to become the worst day of my life. As I continued to talk, I could tell that something was wrong. My stepdad wasn't acting normal. When we stopped for gasoline, I called my mom and asked, "Mom, is Cody okay?" "No, not this time." I knew he was gone. My brother was only 20 years old when his life was cut short. When I went back to school that fall, I realized I could not keep dwelling on his death in such a hurtful manner. Overcoming this in a positive way didn't just happen overnight. Instead of dwelling on his death, I needed to get up and do something. So I did. I went back to being me. Over the past year, I've grown more as a person, and I owe it all to my choice to be positive and turn this loss into something good. I wake up each morning and have my bowl of positivity to start my day. I choose to see the good in people because I believe that's what we should see. From Clyde High School, Our third place recipient of a $750 scholarship is Kayla Dales. When I was in the 4th grade, my mom got diagnosed with inductive breast cancer. She went through surgery, and we thought it had been taken care of. About 6 months later, the cancer came back, but in a different form, a much more aggressive type of cancer. Over a period of 7 years, she went in and out of the hospital, and she was constantly going through chemotherapy. She developed 2 tumors in her brain that were very close to her areas of speech and memory. She had episodes about twice a year. These episodes included her forgetting simple things like how to brush her teeth and get dressed. She recovered from these less each time and lost a bit of speech and memory with every episode. My mom's death was expected, but that didn't make it any less difficult. Overcoming this is still something I'm working on. Never once did my mom complain about pain or treatment, or even the fact that she had to go through this. My mom was never bitter, nor did she ever yell or get mad. I never saw weakness, only strength. And that's why I have overcome this obstacle. Her hope and positivity have stayed with me and will not fade. Challenges in a person's life are not overcome being negative or angry. Never giving up and being positive is important to facing any challenge that life throws at you. Relying on oneself is essential, but it also takes strength to rely on others. Everything does get better. From Bellevue High School, our 2nd place recipient of a $1,500 scholarship is Laura Durner. From the very beginning, I had a rough start. At the age of 2, I was taken away from my parents, and I was put in the care of my grandparents. I hardly ever saw my parents. I was put in the care of my grandparents, and when my mother came to visit, it was only for a little bit. She never stayed. At the age of 12, I moved back in with my parents, and things seemed to be going well at first. But then we were kicked out of an apartment we were living in and had to move. My dad worked off and on and had a hard time holding a job. We didn't have electricity for a while, so we had to use flashlights and lanterns at night. We were unable to take a hot shower, so we boiled water to take a bath. We moved around a lot, and we did without a lot of things. At the age of 14, I found out I was pregnant. We had moved in with my aunt by then, but that didn't last long, and we moved into a hotel where my dad worked. I had my son while we were living there. When he was 2 weeks old, we moved into yet another apartment. Things between my parents and I were pretty bad. Everything seemed to turn into an argument. Couldn't stand being there and having my son see the fighting. Being a single mom is one of the hardest things I've ever had to face. I had to keep telling myself to keep my head up because one day everything I was going through would pay off. Having my son so young was very scary, but he changed my life for the better. Before him, I was heading down a horrible path. My getting pregnant was God's way of telling me to slow down. When my son is older, I want him to be proud of me. I want him to know how hard his mom worked to get where she is. I want him to be able to have the life that I was not able to have. I've made some pretty big mistakes in my life, but every one of those mistakes has made me stronger. There is a plan. Everything that has happened is meant to make me a better mom and a better nurse. I've learned that pain is the sign of weakness leaving the body. My weak points are leaving. They will never hold me back. My past is my past. I count my blessings every day. From Vanguard Tech Center and Fremont Ross High School, our first place recipient of a $3,000 scholarship is Brandy Slane. Brandy is also the recipient of a $500 scholarship from Terra State Community College. Brandy, would you like to say a few words?
I just want to say thanks to all these people here. You guys just changed a lot. You're going to make this possible for me, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be able to support my kid in the way I want to, and he's going to be able to have the life I wasn't able to. And you guys, every one of you here made that possible. I want to give a big thank you to my godmom and my grandpa. You know, they've been my support through all this. So thank you guys so much.
You can sit down for a second if you want to. That'll make you comfortable. We do have a couple of more awards to present today, and these are called the Positive Impact Award. This award is given to individuals who have the tremendous influence in the life of one of our finalists. Allow me to read from that winner's application and a few quotes from her interview. Being a single mom is the hardest thing I've ever had to face. I wouldn't have been able to make it as far as I have if I did not have the support of my grandparents. My grandfather is my rock, my motivator. My grandpa is helping me so much, supporting me, paying for some schooling and school fees. He has never turned his back on me. Brandy Slane's grandfather, Mr. David Jabillian, is the winner of the 2013 Sandusky County Positive Impact Award. Mr. Jabillian, would you please come forward? I'm going to let you present that. You'll look here, okay? Gary. Mr. DeBilling, if you stay up here for a minute, Brandy. This year we are giving out a second Positive Impact Award. Permit me to read again from a winner's application and quote from her interview. I wouldn't have been able to make it this far as I have without the support of my godmom and her family. I can lean on her. If I need to cry, she's the shoulder. If I'm so angry I need to yell, she listens. If I need a break from my son, she's there for me. I would be lost without my grandparents and my godmom. Brandy Slane's godmom, Miss Tammy Ward, is also a recipient of the 2013 Sandusky County Positive Impact Award. Ms. Ward, would you please come forward? Thank you. At this time, it's my pleasure to turn this back over to Tom. You can go. Yep.
Wow. Wow doesn't even begin to describe that. Wasn't that fantastic? Wasn't that awesome? How about a hand up for all these students? Tomorrow morning when you guys wake up and think you're having a terrible day, think of these students and realize how lucky you are. And look how well they have come through this. But they didn't do it alone. They had great support. Like I said last year, sometimes you don't know that, hi, how you doing? That smile on your face, boy, you're looking good today. You don't know how that's going to affect somebody else. We have one more surprise. We've got one more award to give out. This award is called the Spark Award. And this award is another $500 scholarship that was donated by Rob and Kathy Bokisson. And very humbly, they did that in my honor. Kathy, where are you? I know you're here. Thank you. We decided to make this the Spark Award because I'm such an enthusiastic person. I don't think so. But our criteria was, out of all the people that we interviewed, who came in with that big smile on their face, who was that beaming light of sunshine, who came in and just wowed us, knocked us away. So we have our first recipient ever of the Spark Award. We had several people that were close, but this young lady stood out head and shoulders above the rest. From Gibsonburg High School, Miss Kelsey Randolph. What a morning. Man, what a morning. I hope you're all sitting there saying to yourselves, how can I get involved in Sandusky County Positive People? I've got several ways for you. On your tables, there's donor forms. The more money that we raise, people, the more money we can give away. I would love to give these students twice as much, 3 times as much money as we give them now. We need your help. Heck, I'd like to do this in the big stadium someday. We've got an easier way. We've got a credit card machine set up right outside the door at registration. Painless. Go over there, zip your card, make a donation to us. We would certainly appreciate it. We have a website. You can go to the website at www.sanduskycountypositivepeople.com. You'd think I'd have that memorized, but I goof that up every time. We have PayPal there. We're hip. We're just like the kids. You can do PayPal on our website. You can do it there. And if you want to donate your time, your services, and things like that, contact one of our board members, contact myself, or if you do Facebook, we have a Facebook page, Sandusky County Positive People, and you can come and become a friend. We have over 260 friends on Facebook right now. Speaking of friends, it's the other thing you can do. Tell your friends about this. Wouldn't it be awesome if we came here next year and this was packed? Wouldn't that be awesome? Maybe what you could do is go back to work today and tell your coworkers, tell your boss. Maybe what you can do, and Andy, you're going to owe me a lot of money here because I'm plugging you again. Andy Kingsborough challenged his company last year. He did a presentation to them. He said, for every dollar that you give to positive people, I will match it. Maybe you could do that. Maybe come out and buy or sell chicken dinners. Please come out and buy chicken dinners because all of us are afraid we're going to be eating chicken for the next 5 or 6 years. You can come out and help us sell them. You can come out and help us deliver them. You can come to our motivational lunches and get energized there. Remember, that's for us. That's for us adults. So many ways. I hope that you can find in your heart to help us out. And all of the money that we raise goes back to the students. All of the money. Well, we're coming to a close. The second annual banquet is almost history. I can't thank you enough for coming this morning and joining us. Students, God, I love you. Thank you for sharing your stories with us. Families, thank you for allowing your students to share their story. This wasn't easy. But I told them earlier not to be nervous because I was the nervous guy. So hopefully they weren't nervous at all. I took that pressure off of them because I'm shaking like a leaf up here. I hate doing this. What we're going to do is we're going to form a reception line. So if I could have all of the students proceed towards the door. When we're done, if you would all like to congratulate our winners, we would love to have you go over and congratulate our winners. I'd like to add or end this on a couple positive quotes. If you're my friend on Facebook, you'll know I love motivational quotes. And I got one last year from my friend Joe Beauty. Where's Joe? Raise your hand, Joe. Awesome guy, Joe Beauty. His quote was, "It takes one positive thought when given a chance to survive and thrive to overpower an entire army of negative thoughts." Awesome, right? Then I got one this morning. Hopefully my modern technology works here. Listen to this one. There are only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done. One day is called yesterday. The other one is called tomorrow. Today is the right day to love, believe, do, and mostly live. That's the Dalai Lama. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. I thank you for coming out and supporting us, supporting the students. Please go out and have a positive day. And remember, at Sandusky County Positive People, we're trying to change lives one student at a time. Go out and have a great day, people. Thank you very much.